What's going on, SpeedGaming? We are here with more SNES Super Stars action. I've got Velocity here at my side. And yeah, we're gonna do a couple of games for you. My name is Yelsraek, by the way. I have lost my marbles, so I'm playing Magic Sword instead. But yeah, we're gonna play. This is the second game I ever learned how to speedrun. Back in 2016? Yeah, 2016. And it's a lot of fun. It's very laggy, but it's very good, and I recommend more people play it. So we're gonna do the normal beginning category here, where we're on the normal difficulty level, and we start at the beginning, as opposed to any of these other floors. And we're playing the Japanese version because, you guessed it, it's faster. So here we go. How's it going, everyone? Hope everybody enjoyed that Smash TV run. That was wild. I really appreciated the run speed attempt right afterwards. For those of us in She's Shardcore's community, anytime you ramp up the game speed, we refer to that as a run speed. Hi, Dank. Anyway, controls and stuff. So, what we've got here is we've got a mostly naked guy with a sword and shield. You have basic controls of jump and slash. We also have a Super Joy, because this was an arcade game. So, in the arcade, that manifested itself by pressing both jump and slash at the same time. And that does work here. However, we have the X button mapped to the Super Joy, and basically you spend 1 bar of health. You can see our little health bars down there in the bottom center. They'll be on the bottom left of the HUD in a second. Best song, by the way. We hear it here for like 10 seconds, and that's it. But yeah, so you spend 1 bar of health for the Super Joy, and in exchange for that, it destroys all on-screen hazards. It gives you like 4 seconds of iframes, and it can even damage bosses, although it cannot kill them. Like, you cannot use a Super Joy to deal the killing blow. Oh, that's good. That's some good RNG right there. The item that you see in the bottom right of my HUD in that little box right there is the gauntlet. The gauntlet was randomly placed into one of the 4 chests in this level, and I'm glad I already have it, so I don't have to go fishing for it. We'll see if we can get the quick kill here. Nice. Don't move. Perfect. Just like that. Bronze dragon. Yeah, what's that Chimera doing here? That's weird. I enjoyed the ActRaiser 2 run, Tetsuo. I thought it was, it's a very entertaining run. I think PJ ran that at a GDQ a while back. And that was my first exposure to ActRaiser 2, I believe. Or it's the first memory I have of it. I'm not going like full-bore world record strats, with the exception that you had already seen, which was in the 4th floor before I fought the boss. I intentionally slowed down to pick up some extra health from a fairy that flew overhead. The health routing in the world record run does not stop for fairies at all, so your health is very well managed to account for Super Joys and boss usage, and we're just going to use a couple Super Joys and just walk through stuff. And yeah, this next floor is the Spinal Tap floor, because it goes to 11. That is, and also it's another example, since I've already shown one without explaining it, of hidden warps in the game. They are just scattered throughout. There's no like indication on screen anywhere that you're supposed to slash a specific spot. You just have to guess. This is a chalice, by the way. When you pick up a chalice, you become invincible for a brief period of time and the screen shines real bright. Also, how's it going, Fangle? Hope you're doing well. How's it going, Sir Phobos? Okay. So again, we're stopping to get food. Normally when I do marathon runs... Ow! Okay, we got the gauntlet. Normally when I do marathon runs, I will see if I can pull off a 1cc. Just for fun. I did the last run before the marathon started, or before this marathon run started, was a 1cc, which is why the top score is 2.2 million points. So we'll see what we can do. This guy's in cycles. This is a fight. A lot of this game, but the fight like this in particular, is all about lag management. Because those coins just lag the ever-loving heck out of the game. So you want to be picking them up. So we use a Super Joy to give us iframes so we can walk through the boss and collect the coins so the game stops lagging so much. Another thing worth pointing out is there's a whole section in the HUD dedicated to your companion, because there are jail cells throughout the tower where you can unlock them and free somebody who is willing to join your party. There are times in this game where it's moving at like 15 frames per second, and that's with the sprites that we already have on screen. So the last thing we need is another sprite on screen the whole time, firing an additional projectile every time I attack. It's like 2 minutes slower if you pick up an ally. But hey, I guess the other big question is, why are we here? What exactly are we trying to accomplish? So Lord Drakmar is at the top of this 50-floor tower. And he has the black orb that houses all evil in the world. We're gonna do a little wiggle here. I didn't actually mean to open the door. What that wiggle did was it made the skeleton spawn above me, so I didn't have to try to jump over him or attack him. I could just run under him. But I wiggled and also pressed up on the D-pad, which unlocked one of the jail cells. So there you go. That's unfortunate. That's bad, bad score routing. I probably should have picked up the sapphire that I opened in floor 19. Oh well. So I miss out on some health there. So this probably won't be a 1cc. Because we're going to burn through 5 bars of health here with specifically timed Super Joys. Because I don't want to wait for any of this junk. And then we sniff the mummy to try to make the skeletons jump in from the left side of the screen instead of the right. So yeah, the fairy drops 3 items of health, but if you slash her as she's leaving after she drops the 3rd item, then she drops a 4th item, which is worth as much health as the other 3 combined, which is the blue apple. So here's where we go from like your typical fantasy into like sci-fi, very briefly, with these space worms. 1 slash away from the quick kill. Always 1 slash away. That's okay. Still a pretty good fight. leveraging those iframes as best we can. It's definitely difficult casually, Danozuke, for sure. I would say once you get the vibe for all the different floors, once you get the route down, it feels really smooth as a speedrun. Okay, I like to call this floor Population 0. We're going to use that ability where enemies spawn depending on which way you're facing. And we're going to make everything spawn behind us. There we go. That's fun, because that level's a pain in the butt otherwise. Validation jump. Good. The run is valid if I can make that jump on the first try, and it's invalid if I can't. Definitely, Jesse. Absolutely. Alright. There are moths in this game that you can't control the spawning of. They're on a timer for the level, and they will either spawn on the left or the right. We got pretty good patterns there. But in order for that pattern to work, I specifically have to like slash before I even see them come onto the screen, so that the magical component of my sword slash can hit them. Otherwise, I'm just gonna jump right into them, or if I try to correct course, I'm gonna end up in some goop that also hurts me. Also, shoutouts to the door, the strongest weapon in the game. You heard that green dragon that I ran under just die in the distance because I touched the door. Shoutouts to Flannel Cat. Don't touch the door. So yeah, basically the way the magic in this game works, and this is not the right floor for me to be explaining anything, so I'm gonna hold on to that thought for just a moment. Getting odd spawn timers on those moths. Yeah, should know better than to try to jump over there then. That's fine. As soon as I'm slightly off kilter with those moth spawns, it's all shot, because they're gonna start showing up at times when I don't expect them to. Wiggle there, get those skeletons behind me. Makes the rest of this floor a lot easier. All right. Moving right along. So yeah, the magic meter is right above my health bars in the bottom left-hand corner. And it dictates when my sword slash will have a magical component fire off the end of it. Supposed to jump. Looks like I'm gonna have to jump. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Yeah, it was weird for me because I grew up down the street from a 7-Eleven that, for some reason, in the alcove where the ATM was, they also had 2 arcade machines. They always had one pinball machine, and then like at one point they had like Hang On, and then I think they had like Gauntlet at one point, but then they also had Magic Sword for a while as well. So I was introduced to Magic Sword first as the arcade cabinet. Okay, so that fight was really good, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that I, again, had a gauntlet. I mentioned on the 4th floor that the gauntlet was randomly in one of 4 chests, but I could always go and find it. I just might have to go fishing for it. That floor, floor 36, is ultimately the run killer, because the gauntlet can only be in that chest that I took it out of, and it's not always there. 1 of 3 items will be in that chest. It's not always the gauntlet. If it's not the gauntlet, you lose like 20 seconds. Because the gauntlet increases your melee attack power, which is much better and faster than any other ability that you might have at your avail. Also, this is Lag City. There's no point in killing those blue guys, because if you use a Super Joy, they'll all just turn into coins anyway. Also, I need to wait for that skeleton to land, because they have unusually long iframes when they're in the air. So yeah, world record grinding of this game largely involves playing really well for like 13 minutes and then not getting the gauntlet on 36, and then wondering why you even bother doing this. But it's still a fun run, though. This is your last opportunity to get more allies. There's a whole bunch of doors. 1, 2, 3, jump. Have a lot of, you'll notice I slash while jumping a lot, and that's, you know, if you think about a game like Ninja Gaiden, where you slash while in the air so that you don't stop moving forward, it's the same basic principle here. I am burning 7 Super Joys here, because I'm not waiting for those ball and chain. And now we get the final sword, the Thunder Sword. The Thunder Sword now shoots up like a beam of light out the end of it, instead of just like little bits of fire and whatnot. Okay. No 1 CC, but that's okay. I tried my best. Oh, I didn't wiggle. This is another big wiggling level to try to get stuff to spawn behind me. But I'm less concerned about it here. I'm more concerned about the lag that I have to suffer from not picking up these coins. Jokes aside, those coins load into the level, and they lag the whole floor. Like, you'll be walking considerably slower the whole rest of the time that you're trying to get to the end of the level, because you didn't pick up the coins that aren't even on screen, but they're loaded in, and they're taking up space. Just picking up some food. But yeah, so the magic meter in this game, again, it determines how long, or like whether or not you are charged up so that you will shoot something like a laser beam or a fireball or whatever out of the end of your sword. It takes 2 seconds for the meter to prime all the way, unless you pick up a magic rod, which is like the T-shaped kind of rod that I've picked up periodically through the run. And hidden right there was a star. It's the only place it shows up in the game. It just gives you like 4 bars of health or something, so we grab it because it's health. And again, more jumping and slashing when I do it correctly anyway, to try to make sure that I'm moving forward while I slash. and not just standing still. Penultimate floor time. So this is a King Chimera, which will look an awful lot like the Chimera that we already encountered a couple of times. Well, we want to pick up the most powerful item in the game, which is the Power Stone. Which is what we have in our inventory right now. It was hiding, well, not hiding, it was just sitting there on the first plinth. You see how laggy the game gets because of those coins on the ground. We're going to keep migrating toward the exit here and hope that it doesn't jump. Good. And we're out of here. Now we got floor 50. The goal of floor 50 is to not lose the Power Stone. So if I pick up like a blue potion or a gauntlet or something, then it's gonna swap that item out and I will never get it back. So all the movement here is calculated. There's the magic rod. I can pick that up. Since I messed up the rhythm anyway. Normally I wouldn't go back for it, but I was like, sure, why not? No harm. So we still have the Power Stone. And here's Drakmar. He's bored to tears with the lack of competition. So we're here to help him out. Chicken. Castlevania has wall chicken. We've got treasure chest chicken. Strategically, if you're low on health on this fight, it actually works out that in your favor to take damage from those projectiles of his. Because the way your magic meter refills, it's basically good for like 2 or 3 swipes after a Super Joy, but it's also good for like 2 or 3 swipes after you get hit. And there we go. Down goes Drakmar. And time will be when we make our final choice here. The last boss dead. We have an important decision to make. Because he's like, wow, you beat me. Cool. Here's this black orb. It has all the evil in the world. You can use it and become like a super duper cool evil guy too, if you want. So we basically have a choice. We can take the stone or destroy the stone. The speedrun destroys the stone because it's the first option. So you can just mash. And there we go. 22-23, not bad. And he's like, no, you're destroying all the evil. I can't believe you were gonna do that. It's unacceptable. But then, as the sun rises, we get to walk back home out of the castle and envision what boss fights would look like without lag while listening to some really funky credits music. So yeah, this is a really fun game. The allies they're kind of neat. You know, they all have their own strengths and weaknesses and stuff. It's just, you know, it's just so painfully slow on the SNES version. In fact, we have a shorter category called Normal 33, where you play on the normal difficulty level and you start on the 33rd floor, which is the latest start point you can choose. The The problem with choosing a later start point is that you have to have an ally. By default, it gives you one at random out of the 8. So a lot of the run starts with resetting until it gives you one of the 2 that lags the game the least. And then on the 38th floor on Lag City, there's like a sequence of 3 specific things that you need to have happen. Like, you need to get... What is it? Like, it's like you need to get the specific bell to summon the dragon guy, or the lizard man in the top right corner. And then you can pick up the diamond ring. Actually, no, you get the diamond ring first, because you can bribe him to join you with the diamond ring. So you got to pick up the diamond ring, and then pick up the bell to summon him. Hit him so that he's compelled to join you. But then, as a 1 in 4 chance of the item that he drops for you is a pair of scissors that kills your ally. So you grab the scissors to kill your existing ally, and then you jump over the lizard man so that you don't take him with you. And then you don't have any allies for the rest of the run, and it doesn't lag horribly. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Okay, so I was informed that I could just do a live swap over to NHL 94, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to fix the timer.